Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe and Ryan Halper. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Excellent. Welcome, everybody, to Wake Up Legendary. We are going to be talking this morning about the price of playing nice and how safe messages don't always sell. You're going to want to listen to this for a couple of different reasons, because if you're new, you can avoid some mistakes to your marketing and content creating journey. And if you're, been in the game for a while, you can use some of our experience to give you some examples of how watering down your marketing may help you in some respects, and it may be worth at times the millions of dollars that it costs you in order to water down your marketing and play more nice. But we'll explain what that means on the back end of our business as well, and kind of how how we create marketing based on what we think is the smartest and safest thing to do, but also the most profitable. And sometimes you got to balance, like I say, safety and compliance and things of that nature with conversions. And if you want to have a long-term career or a long-term business in this industry, you have to know when to be aggressive with your sales and marketing and when to lay off a little bit. And I've done this and sort of seen this in many ways throughout my career. And we've even seen it come up with some of our clients here lately as well, where even they've been talking about it and sort of how it relates to them and how it relates overall. So, Ryan, good morning. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very good. It's a good morning. I got to do a quick shout out to the wife. It's her birthday today.
Well, I
She's
was actually
watching.
going to propose we sing a song. I was actually going to propose.
I don't know if anybody wants to hear me sing. That wouldn't be playing it very nice if I were to try to sing a song.
Ooh, talk about safe messages not selling. That's not something anybody's buying, either one of us singing. But no, I agree. Shout out to Rebecca. It is her 21st birthday. She's going to actually be drinking alcohol for the first time today. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, 21. All right.
No, happy birthday to your beautiful wife. And we all know her. We all love her. And I hope she has an amazing day. Happy birthday to you, Rebecca.
Absolutely.
What are you doing? What are you doing for her today? I mean, do we want to get anything else any other birthday surprises that you want to reveal, or do we just want to leave it there?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not any concrete plans that I'm aware of. We're always been kind of like a wing it type of couple, we just kind of do things, fly by the seat of our pants with that kind of stuff. So her mother and grandmother is visiting as well, so they are
families
here.
in town. Yeah,
There will
families.
there will be
multi-generational get together.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm sure the four of us will all do something tonight, probably dinner or something like that. Nothing set in stone yet, but it's probably being figured out as we speak.
I'm sure the ladies
I'll be informed of the plans, and then we'll just go with it.
There you go. I love it. Hey, an honest man. I'll be informed of the plans. So what are your thoughts on this price of playing nice? Safe messages don't sell, and what are some of the things you've seen with us and our clients?
Yeah, I mean, when I see this, it's something that actually kind of sticks out to me like a sore thumb, because you can see it very clearly when, especially with a client, when I'm talking to somebody and I kind of know them a little bit, even if it's only a short conversation. You get to know people and the way they talk and the way they speak and the way they think and their opinions on certain things. And then you see the marketing and it doesn't look like the same person, right? And a lot of times what you see as the difference is that they've really watered down the messaging. They're not showing up as their authentic self. And they're doing it in a way where it's because they're not trying to upset anybody or offend anybody, or they're afraid that something's going to go wrong. And they're just kind of watering down the messages, right? And so I can't think of anything less exciting than somebody who's just kind of always neutral and just always trying to please everybody, right? It's not as entertaining, it's not as exciting, it's not captivating, it doesn't grab my attention as much, as opposed to somebody who's not afraid to kind of push the boundaries a little bit, somebody who's going to stand firm on their beliefs and stand firm on what what they're actually passionate about and what their actual opinions are. And there's obviously areas that are things that I don't believe you should you should go ahead and get into, things like politics and stuff like that in your marketing. It's just there's not really a benefit to come from that. But if you strongly believe, for example, there's a specific marketing strategy that people are talking about that you don't agree with because you've tried it and it doesn't work, stand and die on that hill. Come in and talk about how a lot of people are going to tell you this is the way you have to do things. I'm going to tell you you don't, right? And a lot of people they tend to beat around the bush when it comes to those types of topics. But that's actually a point of leverage there. That's something that, because you have that opinion and so many other people believe otherwise, you can really grab a lot of attention with that. It's a topic of conversation. It's something that interests people. And that's just one very topic specific instance. Even when it comes to things like how you raise your kids, things like, I seen a post this morning before coming on. I was just looking at scrolling through a little bit, and they were talking about somebody made a post about kids should not have cell phones in school, right? And the amount of differing opinions that came through that post in the comment section was amazing. There was something like 3,000 comments on there. Even a topic like that, right? Obviously, the person posting believed that the kids shouldn't have a phone in school. Now, saying that they should have a phone in school is probably not as captivating as saying they shouldn't have a phone in school because the phones become so normal. So anyway, that was the stance. And then, of course, the comment section went crazy. But that's an instance where, hey, if that's something you like talking about and it makes sense in your content and it's something you want to bring it up in that way that's going to be really captivating. Don't water it down and kind of just be like, hey, I'm curious what you guys think. Should kids be allowed to have their phone in school? Should they not be allowed? Is it a distraction? Just like, I don't think kids should have their phones in schools. I think it's a distraction. It's something that shouldn't be taking place. We need to have policies in all these districts that don't allow the kids to have phones, right? And come in and say it the way you really mean it. And that's really what comes to mind for me when I think about this topic is, what does a watered down message look like? And how much less exciting is it than just saying what you actually genuinely believe?
Yeah. And I think that reminds me a lot of how we talk about entrepreneurship and how we talk about running and operating this business here at Legendary and in all of our content, on our shows, on Wake Up Legendary. We are not watering the experience of what this takes down for anybody. We aren't. We are not watering this down. We are not getting up on here every day. I mean, trust me, we have thousands of testimonials, and we have interviewed over 1,000 clients on the show specifically. But it's not just about having a dog and pony show of testimonials, making everybody seem like it's just all get in, pay your fee, and you're going to make money, and then we're going to parade you across the stage. That's not the vibe. The vibe is that we get up on Wake Up Legendary and obviously combine a combination here of customer experience stories, not just customer success stories, as well as training, because you're going to need it. You're going to need the mindset training. You're going to need you're going to need to know that you're going to need to expect challenges, not be surprised by them. You're going to need to be sitting back in a lazy boy recliner going, I've been waiting on you, versus, like, where'd you come from? Hard work, wait, long nights, criticism from friends and family. What funnel do I use? What funnel software? Oh my God. Right? It's like, holy shnikes.
Yeah.
Business, it doesn't matter what you're going to be doing. It's going to be hard in sort of expecting that is part of reality, and that's a lot why we talk about that. And I hope we don't water it down. I'd say that the day that we do begin to water it down is the day that we should reevaluate our approach. But yeah, are there people who are more polarizing and vulgar than we are in our content? Yes. But I feel there's a way to be passionate without being vulgar, right? You hear a lot of people, and that's where I kind of draw the lines. I know that dropping the F-bomb every other word in my content is going to polarize a lot of people. That's an example. Okay, this is an example of polarizing and not watering stuff down. Gary Vaynerchuk many years ago decided to do this, and I think at least back 5-8 years ago, it was one of the determining factors that allowed him to go viral. He started dropping an F-bomb every other word in every video. And it was just like, wow, here's a cat who is really intelligent and really talks like a sailor, really talks like a dog. I mean, this guy is as real as they come. That's, I think, how people saw it. Nowadays, I don't think it's as cool to just be as vulgar in your videos because, I don't know, man. I've always kind of been of the belief that, and Les Brown actually said this to me one time. No shit, man. I came off the stage in Hawaii. I was speaking with Les Brown. We were at an event, and I was speaking with Les Brown, and he said something about the vulgarity on the stage. He said, vulgarity is an absence of intelligence. The more you need to use vulgarity, it's sort of like ahs and oohs and ums or whatever, filler words, really is all he was saying. That kind of stuck with me too, right? Because, I mean, I was 30 years old, and here's Les Brown. I mean, a guy who, is a true legend, and we were in an intimate setting kind of, but he still did a wonderful performance. We all did, but he said that, and it wasn't in a group setting. It was one-on-one. It was directly to me backstage.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like I think you got to draw the line a little bit, or find like where are. And it's not that I never cuss, because that's not real. I do. Yeah. But it's the cussing to try to get people's attention and create reaction in people is kind of like where I draw the line. It's like I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, and I don't disagree there. I share a very similar opinion. I think and I do think I like to use some swearing in my. I do genuinely swear a lot, so sometimes it's almost harder for me not to let the words out. Like I have to put a filter on to not let them slip. And I've had slip ups here before too, and I like throwing it in there to put that extra hit of passion on something, But if you're doing it all the time, like Gary V style, then at that point it's
and that's how Tony Robbins mentions at his events that he's going to drop a lot of F-bombs, and he actually provides an explanation of why he's at least that's how I remember it. He's like, I'm gonna use these words to kind of get your attention. This is not going to be a PG event. This is not going to be PG-13. But I agree, Steve. Humor does work better. Really, my favorite. Okay, there's a lot of comedians that I like, and I think comedians and marketers have a lot in common, because comedians weave stories, and comedians open loops and close loops, and ultimately they're brilliant storytellers. They're some of the best storytellers in the world. So, I'm serious, there's a lot in marketing's about storytelling. And if you want to hear some brilliant storytelling, go find some great comedians, because a lot of times they'll weave various stories throughout their set. And then there'll be various styles, obviously. One of the styles that I've always loved was, of course, Jerry Seinfeld's style, which was completely clean. Not a single cuss word, and he was funnier than everybody else. He's Jerry Seinfeld, for Christ's sakes. But I think there's various ways that you can describe this watered down, plain, nice in your marketing. There's also how aggressive you are with your claims and how aggressive you are with the various things that you're saying in your marketing. How aggressive are you willing to be with those things? And, there's been times over the last 15, 16 years since I've been doing this to where the internet felt more like the wild, wild west. Everybody was saying anything they wanted. I mean, making income claims or making weight loss claims or something like that was not really it wasn't something that was talked about a lot or policed or regulated, and it still is regulated hit or miss. You got some people over here who are doing it, and then suddenly a marketer over here, a company gets some sort of a regulation notice from the government and they're getting sued by the government. It's like, what's the difference? Why are they doing it? And it's like, it becomes sort of a game of, do you want to take the risk to make the claims, to be more aggressive in your marketing and potentially not have an issue? Or do you want to play it safe and try to find the middle ground between compliance and conversions and not have those problems? And of course, that's ultimately where I have always landed is, hey, I think when you get your company off the ground, you get your brand, your personal brand off the ground at the beginning, I think nobody's watching anyways. So you got to be you say whatever the hell you want to say. And then once people start paying attention, that's when you have to, it's almost like suit up or show up. Like, is what you're saying legit? Is what you're saying really, are you providing a service or are you ripping people off? Because if you're ripping people off, you're going to immediately get called out. But if you're selling with claims and people are not feeling satisfied or whatever, you've got other issues that you need to begin to address. And of course, then you've got outside forces. As you grow, you get different problems, and you may want to say, hey, now I'm growing, more people notice me. Let me not be as aggressive with my claims. Let me make sure that no matter who's looking at me, my marketing's dialed in. I got my I's dotted and my T's crossed. And that also can go with your disclaimers and your policies. And there's a few simple things that you need within your online business if you're doing affiliate marketing, for example, to make sure that you're legal. And I'm not a lawyer. Seek legal advice. Don't take legal advice from me. But things that will get you your ad not even approved on Facebook, for example, like not having a privacy policy on your landing page. It's not all just, those are basic things you should have. Also, if you are an affiliate, to have some sort of disclosure somewhere on your website, usually somewhere in plain sight, and it shouldn't affect your conversions. I'm an affiliate of a lot of things that you're going to see links to in my emails or on my blog, and I'm going to get paid a commission if you buy at no additional cost to you. I love to recommend things that I love using myself or that I think will help. It's a simple freaking sentence. And that also is things that people miss. And when you don't have those things, not only do you risk becoming a legal issue to the government or the regulators or whoever might come across your stuff, but also I think when people understand why you're doing what you're doing, like, oh shit, like, okay, I get it. Like, he was posting videos and then now I'm on his email list, and okay, he gets paid a commission if I buy something that he recommends. Like, okay, that's fair. People don't want you to not make any money.
Yeah, that transparency is powerful.
They just want it to make sense. Like, why? Otherwise, they're like, what's in it for this guy? What's the catch, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The why is probably one of the biggest watered down things. And there's definitely some folks too that just don't even know what their why is. It's or they think that there's some special way they have to say it. And really the non-watered down, just transparent way of saying it. Like, look, why do I do this? Why do I coach people? And why am I, doing this live stream every day? And why am I doing it? Well, I'm doing this because Yeah, I do like helping people. I do want to help people make more money and start businesses. But the more people I help and the more transformations I provide for people, that means the more of my fair share I'm going to get, right? And that's right. That's not watered down. That's transparent, right? Money's a drive. I was talking about this yesterday with our coaching group. Is that I wake up every morning. When I wake up, I look at my bank account. And that's the thing that gets me excited for the day, is to see how much money is sitting in there. And so obviously a huge driver of everything that I do is money related, right? Greed, right? As much as the Bible says that greed's not a good thing, I don't know exactly how it's talked about in there, but right, I like money, and that's a big driver, and that's something that it motivates me every day. And I don't have to hide that, right? I can be transparent with that even in my marketing, because obviously I'm doing it as a way for a career, right? And that's one of those things, especially in this niche, that so many people are afraid to say, right? Yeah. They say, I'm here to help moms not be burnt out, get their time back, right? And by doing that, right, if I help enough people do that, I'm going to get my fair share too, right? It's not all about the money, but the money is the reason I'm able to do it. And people will respect that a whole lot more. I know I respect that a whole lot more than somebody that just tries to make it look like they're a charity. And, oh, sorry, I have to charge for this because there's expenses involved. And it's like, just be don't water it down. People aren't going to be upset about that. They know that stuff.
I mean, one of the best reasons in making your marketing make sense, I think this really is one of the really strategic points about not watering down this particular part of your marketing, which is why you're doing what you're doing. And I think you're really onto something right here. And I want to piggyback on that, because one of the best pitches that I've ever come up with, had used for somebody to buy a product of mine, for me to over deliver in that product, is very simply that, hey, why am I selling you all of this stuff for really cheap? Say, for example, again, on my front end tripwire product, or my front end loss leader, whatever you want to call it, self-liquidating offer. Marketers have lots of different terms for essentially a front end offer, where you're asking for a small transaction. It's sort of like coming into a restaurant and sitting down and having a drink or an appetizer. You come in, you make a small purchase, and then you get to decide whether you want to stay for dinner. Or you come into a store, you make a small purchase, you do a small bit of business, and then eventually you find yourself going on full day shopping sprees. Well, we do the same thing. And one of the primary reasons that I tell customers, why am I giving you so much value for such a cheap price, is because my hope is that you do have such a good experience that you say, I do want to do more business with these people. In reading that and hearing that, a person is able to say, it's kind of like going down the road where you see the homeless guy and he's like, I need $5 because I want a beer on the sign, instead of the typical sob story. You're almost like, buy the guy a beer, Yeah. You ever felt like that?
Yeah, definitely. And I love that messaging. And that was one of the things, that was definitely something I remembered when I came through as a student, and just, why am I giving this to you so cheap? Well, my hope is that you're going to love it so much, you're going to become a customer and spend more money and do more business with me. Right. And that's like, I almost like, I respect you more as a person that is doing business because you told me that, like that, adding that detail in. Some people might even feel like it's unnecessary, but it made me a more likely customer because of it. There's another guy that does this. His name is Ian Stanley, and he does right in his ads.
I know. I've seen his stuff.
Yeah. And he'll talk about it.
Good copywriter.
Yeah, he'll talk about his lead magnets, and he says, look, you just enter your email, I'll send you the thing for free, and if you like it or you don't like it, great. My hope is that you're gonna, buy my stuff that costs money if you really like it. But if you don't want to buy anything, you don't have to, and you could just take the free thing and never buy anything at all. And it's just like, there it is. It's just like,
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. Those are the ads, friends. And so this, I think, something that I want everybody to hear loud and clear. I'm going to clear this off the screen. I want everybody to look, lean in. I'm serious. This is a big deal. A lot of people are not clear what it is that you do and how you make money. They're not. So they don't really know why you're making videos. They don't know why you're making videos. It's weird that you've not made that clear to them. And part of it is, again, because you're watering down that front end message. You're doing the old, yo, hey, I just want to help you. I just want to give you something free. And that's cool. That is cool. And these details along the way, like, for example, the copy on your landing page or the call to action in your videos. Hey, somebody clicks on your link, they go to the landing page, and it says what you just said. I got something really cool and valuable. It's going to help you. Here's what it's going to do. You can take it. There's an unsubscribe button in the email. You can take it, grab it, use it, never hear from me again. Or my hope is that it's so good that you want to buy more stuff from me in the future. And I will send you additional emails with things, links to my courses and so forth, or other products which I'm an affiliate for. And my hope is that you'll get value in those too. And of course, we'll have a win-win relationship over the months and years to come. That's copywriting in 2025. That's the level of not watering down your communication that you need to be with people, because otherwise, if you're not, yes, having a lead magnet is good, but the way in which you deliver that, the way in which you frame that, the way in which you talk about that, how honest you are, you need to be thinking about when you're creating a video or making an offer or writing an email, is this exactly how I'd like to be talked to? Is this the level of honesty, the level of transparency? Because here's the problem. Again, nobody gives a damn if you're making a couple of bucks off something. If they're already interested in the thing, and again, you don't have to point out that you're making a couple of bucks, but it's not a bad idea to remind them that you are making a couple of bucks from it, because then it begins to make sense. And as I've talked about so many times with your affiliate promotions, perhaps you're emailing your list saying, hey, I've got this thing that I'm gonna be promoting here over the next 7 days. And if you buy it through me, I'm gonna give you this additional thing. And this is how you create windfalls of cash in your affiliate marketing business without doing anything different. You run a promotion for 3, 4, 5, 7 days. You say, between this time and this time, I'm giving these additional bonuses away. And then you press your list for 7 days. And you say, hey, I'm giving you these additional things. I earn a commission from every sale. So this is well worth my time. And I'm going above and beyond. That's how to make it make even more sense and become even more irresistible. Yeah. I'm going to make it worth your time in a major way, because I'm stacking on value on top of a product that I'm just an affiliate for that somebody else created. I'm going to give you additional bonuses if you buy within this time. And I'm happy to do it. I earn a commission. It's an affiliate product I'm an affiliate for. I really believe it. I'm going to pour on as much value for everybody who buys over the next 7 days. As a matter of fact, the first bonus that I have is that kickoff webinar that we're going to do as everybody dives into things a couple of days after, I close my offer in 7 days, and we're going to get started. I mean, that's how you create magic from your email list. That's how you create magic inside of your promotions. And again, everything makes sense to the buyers. They get it. And people actually secretly want you to get paid. Anybody who's worth a damn anyways wants you to get paid to do something, because otherwise you're probably not going to do a very good job if you're not getting paid. So anybody who's worth a damn and who's going to spend anything and who's your ideal customer wants you to make some money, because then you're more motivated to help them and give them a good experience.
Yeah. And I think if they don't know what that motivation is for you to do whatever you're doing, it sort of creates a little bit of skepticism. It creates a little bit of a gap in the trust. When I was just an affiliate, this was probably, I don't know, maybe a year after I got started, I was promoting funnel software, and I had this campaign that worked really, really well. And basically what I did was I created templates for real estate agents to start using funnels. And I created a training video on how to create a funnel and attach an email autoresponder to it, and then basically just explain the whole process. And basically my offer was free. This was something I used. I ran ads to this. And what I did was I was very transparent in the marketing. Was I gave them the template. I gave them email templates. I gave them the training video that I made, all of it for free. And the way I made money was they signed up through my affiliate link for the softwares they needed. And that's how I promoted the products. And so I actually told them that inside of, and I was inspired. I remember seeing a Shopify ad that did this, and Shopify had somebody on there saying, I'm going to set up your whole store for you for only 20 for free, because Shopify is going to pay me to do that for you. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I used
that was Anthony Morrison.
method.
That was Anthony Morrison. I saw that. They had a piece of software where they ran that ad. Yeah. And it was that basically the way they framed themselves being affiliates for Shopify was that Shopify was paying them to help you set up a business with Shopify. It was unbelievable. I love that you brought that up, because that frame of how they framed that offer in being affiliates, and the fact that they got compensated, because that's the number one thing you want to be thinking about as an affiliate with your compliance stuff, is just disclosure that you're an affiliate, disclosure that there's a financial relationship. That's the big deal. That's the number one thing. And then not making claims that are obscene or misleading, right? Not trying to make somebody think that they're going to get something that they don't get, or that's not going to happen. But yeah, man, he said, Shopify is paying us to help you set up a business. So when you click and you set up your Shopify account, I'll get a small commission, and I'm going to help you then get that store set up. I loved that. And they were running they were running the ads on Facebook. The campaign may still be going. You can easily find this, right? Because you can go to every person's page and look at their the ads that are running on that page. This individual's name is Anthony Morrison, longtime marketer. This guy used to be a rather young guy. He was doing infomercials back in the day before the internet. The cat was doing infomercials, selling some book, The Millionaire. And then when you bought the book, they would follow up probably in some way, shape, or form with the customers to sell them something else, to follow up with them in some other way. Great frame for an affiliate, a product you're an affiliate for, and a great way to go ahead and let the person know why you're doing it. Why would you be posting a video on the internet about helping somebody set up their Shopify store? I mean, who's got time to do that, right? What's in it for you? And they just tell you straight up, and frame it as essentially that they're kind of almost like, I don't know, like Shopify hired them in a sense, which I don't think it came off like that. I do think it came off more as a commission. They may have even used that word. I can't remember, but it was a good ad.
Yeah. And I mean, I stole the idea. I saw it and I says, you know what, I really like this, and I did the same exact thing. I created this lead magnet, essentially this offer, right? This offer that I thought was really good. And then other people thought it was too, because it worked. And I ran ads and I targeted real estate agents, and people came in and they wanted my stuff. And I told them that I was transparent. I says, look, I'm not charging you anything, because I'm going to earn money when you use this software, right? They pay me a commission for every customer that I send to them. But they don't limit me on what else I can give you for free. I can give you anything that I want. And I'm here to help you get this whole campaign set up. so you could acquire more leads. And this was, and I also used the angle of get an edge over your coworkers. They're trying to work off just referrals. You need to be on the internet and you need to have a lot more reach than all of them. And this is the way to do it. And that was sort of my, and I tried a lot of different things. I still have the campaign. I still have the copy. I didn't get rid of any of that. And it worked. I ran Facebook ads for that. But that was a huge part of the messaging. And I don't even know that I realized how powerful it was as I was doing it until even once it started working and I was like, oh, wow, I'm getting leads for a pretty low cost. Oh, I'm getting people signing up for the software. I'm starting to make money now. And off of this campaign, I don't know that I really realized why it was working so well until I spent a little bit more time kind of studying the other stuff that I was inspired by. And that transparency has just paid dividends in any other promotion or campaign I've ever done, whether it be email or organic content or whatever it was, paid dividends. Because then people don't think that there's some sort of, because if they feel like you're hiding something, automatically there's something malicious. Automatically you're trying to trick them. Automatically you're right. And I don't want to have to trick people. I'd rather just lay all my cards on the table and have people know and like, hey, all right, if I'm making money and that turns you off, then, just get the hell out of here because that's fine. I don't want to work with you anyway. That's kind of my outlook. That's my not watered down outlook, right? If you're going to be salty and have a problem with me making money, then I don't want to work with you. It's just that plain and simple.
And I think there's a way to go about all that with class and professionalism. And this particular strategy doesn't particularly work as well if you're like, a salesperson at Rolex or at a car lot. You're like, hey, how you doing? I'm going to be earning a commission off of you and at no additional cost to you. I mean, that people already kind of know that, right? So this mainly applies to this new uncharted territory that people don't really understand yet. Everybody understands that a car salesman gets a commission. That's not something that everyday people need explained to them. But if you're doing online marketing and you're doing affiliate marketing, for example, like not watering down how your business model works and letting people know and understand how I get paid can be important, can be refreshing, can help you to build more trust, can help people to feel more comfortable doing business with you because they understand where you're getting paid and therefore they don't feel susceptible to you stealing money from them, which is what happens with a lot of people on the internet. They end up somehow getting their identity stolen or they get their credit card information stolen and abused. And so letting people understand these details, being clear, you can add in all the excitement, fluff, and kindness and all the additional, but making people understand what's in it for you as well as what's in it for them. There's a little bit of a nuance to the whole what's in it for me. Like your customer only cares about what's in it for them. Yeah, they do. They also care about what's in it for you. They do. That's an unvoiced skepticism. That's what that's called in the world of sales and marketing. That's an unvoiced skepticism. They secretly give a damn how you make your money. They do.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. And I'd be a liar if I said I didn't care myself, right? How other people
maybe
make
not
their
even
money.
Secretly. They do care.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's always something. I mean, I'm money minded, but I don't think that's an unusual thought or a process that the average person doesn't have is, there's always a what's in it. Because depending on what's in it for the other person depends on, their intentions on what they're going to do with you.
Absolutely.
I think is the bottom line there. And, and once we know that intention of that other person, all of a sudden we feel a whole lot more comfortable with,
the age. Here's the other thing. this whole idea that like people don't care about why you're doing something, I think I think that's a lie. I think people do care about why you're doing something, and people will do business with you over somebody else or fall in love with you because become a raving fan because of your mission and your why. And one of the things that I heard yesterday, and it struck me like a fucking ton of bricks, is that if you and I believe it was on this young lady's page who is a neuroscientist. Actually, I because I talk about that sometimes. I get some of that stuff coming across my interwebs, and she was talking about how there's neuroscience that proves that if you are around people who are constantly doubting themselves and constantly anxious and constantly worrying, then you will actually take on those habits. You will become like that, which is also why when we see people who are going for their dreams and working hard to try to achieve things, pushing through uncomfortable shit, sticking with things, again, going after their goals and dreams, it's inspiring to us. Again, just being around somebody, seeing that can influence us both up or down. And so that can also influence, if you think about a buyer relationship, if that can impact you in another human relationship, say, for example, a romantic relationship or a friendship relationship, don't you think those vibes and that energy is also going to impact a relationship where there's financial transactions happening? There's financial energy involved in the equation? Absolutely. And so making it make sense, making people understand why we're doing what we're doing, and just being honest about it. And that is, it's short, it's simple, it's honest. It's like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, and helping people understand that it doesn't have to be groundbreaking. It doesn't. A lot of people are inspired by the monotonous. Some of you don't want to share more honesty about yourself because you think it's not exciting enough, or your story or your why is too boring. But there's a lot of people who are inspired by that, who are inspired by just somebody making a basic promise to themselves and keeping it, or somebody just being willing to do something different for their life. I mean, there's just seeing that and understanding that about somebody that you're seeing their videos will make you, whether you won't be able to help it, it will make you feel inspired to want to chase your own goals by osmosis, literally, by just being around it.
Yeah.
And that's how easily influenced we are. And that's how this thing works. And so not watering down why you're doing what you're doing, even if you think it's boring and stupid, even if you think that it's not inspiring, even if you think, and I just had that happen the other day. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was, my daughter. I recorded her at a poetry slam, and then I let her hear it back, and she said, "I don't like my voice. I don't like how my voice sounds." And I said, "Oh, baby." I said, everybody feels like that. Everybody says that same thing when they hear their voice on a video. So that's normal.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, so we think our shit's stupid and we shouldn't say it, or we try to water it down, change it, make it sound a little bit more pretty, make it be a little bit more easy to hear, and yada yada, or try to say what we think people want to hear, when the reality is that's not getting the job done.
Yeah, I mean, even I get that too, right? I look at myself on camera, I listen to myself in a recording, and I say, it's, it's just a natural thing. It's just, gosh, ugh, you know, and it's, I've just accepted as something that's never going to change, and it's something I could keep trying to make it better. I could change it to be something different from what it is, but I also remember that I've never really thought that, hey, that person looks or sounds stupid when I'm watching somebody else's stuff, So at that point, who's really thinking it about me? And if they are, then
Again, what
let 'em
people
have
are
their.
thinking, what they're thinking is, man, that's pretty cool. That person's doing something that they're going after and
Yeah.
chasing their dream. Whatever. I mean, I don't know what the specifics are, but whatever they perceive that we're doing, if they perceive it to be positive, they're going to be inspired to do that same thing in their own lives. That's how that works.
Mhm.
And if we're worrying and like scared and anxious, and they're around that a lot in their life, whether they're listening to somebody on a show or whether they're experiencing that in real life, they'll feel that way too. But the bottom line is that you don't want to confuse your customers on how they should feel around you. You want them to feel, you want doing business with you to be the most fun, easy, exciting thing that they've done all day, all month, all year. You want to make it fun, easy. You want to make it, the experience be, convenient. These are ways in which we also don't water down. We make it right to the point, not a bunch of BS, not a bunch of flash and trash. Just deliver the service. Most people want the result. They want to get out. They want to go home. They want to get out. They want to move on. They don't want to be with you all day, all year, all their whole life. They just want it to be easy to interact with you, easy to talk to you, easy to work with you. Again, that's where you take the flash and the trash and the fluff and give them all killer, no filler. So anyways, powerful conversation. We've got a mastermind coming up. We're going to be talking about a lot of things like this and more. You probably know about it. You've heard about it. Everybody's talking about it. People are grabbing their tickets to it. People are posting, they're getting their flights, their hotels. Meet us in Nashville, Tennessee, September 5th, 6th, and 7th. I promise you, you have not been to an event like this. I promise you, you will be excited, enthralled, invigorated, inspired, empowered in that room. I promise you. That is my money back guarantee. If you come to this event, you fly planes, trains, automobiles, and at any time throughout the event, you come back, you see me, you say, Dave, I'm not empowered, invigorated, enthralled, none of those things. I want my 100% of my money back. I'll say, let's get this uninspired, unempowered, unenthralled, uninvigorated man or woman their money back. Get them on a plane, train, or automobile back home immediately. That's for real, an actual guarantee. I'm saying we're not going to take this recording down. Go find it. Keep it. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for your records. Keep it for your own records. I said it. Live here, May 15th, 10:54 a.m. Timestamp it. He said it. We got him. I put I'm 10 toes down on that one, though, Rye Dog. And they ain't even seen us dance on the dance floor yet.
That's going to be worth the price of admission right there. That's that alone. I mean, come on.
I think so. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I'm a little biased, but friends, it's going to be a great time. Go to legendarymarketermastermind.com/Nashville. That's all we have to plug, to sell. We are so shameless in our sales because we actually know that this should be a this is a 10, 15, 20 more. It's a priceless experience, for you to come and meet the people in this community, to hang out, to learn, to grow, understand that investing in yourself and doing something like that for yourself will never be a bad investment. And it's not just because you're traveling to Nashville to touch the threads of the robe of my cloth or the cloth of my robe. That's not what this is about. I'm not going to be carried out in a chair like King Tut and set on the stage so that you can come kiss my ring. I don't think I'm the guru of all gurus. Do I know a couple of things? Yeah. But at the end of the day, the collective, brainchild here, and also connections and happiness and joy and experience and memories and all of the other things that you have no idea can and will happen are also waiting for you on the other side of making that something like that happen, of making that trip happen. And so this is not a big money maker for us. Our events are not, it's not a massive revenue or profit generator for us. We put these masterminds on because they really help people. People form connections. They make lifelong friends. They find business partners. It becomes real for them. They enroll spouses into their visions. Their visions become more real and clear. Their confidence grows because they look at somebody who's having a lot of success and realize they're no different than they are. I mean, they shake our hands and realize we're real people who give a damn and look people in the eye and say what we mean. Which not that I'm the president of the United States of America or anything, but I think that if you are learning from somebody and you're involved in their education, organization and community, you want to know that the people are who they say they are. And a lot of times when you meet somebody in person, they're not who they appeared to be on the internet. And so we like to show up in person and give people the ability to be able to interact with us like real human beings. And the number one piece of feedback that I get upon meeting most people, and remember, we've had 700,000 people take the challenge over the last 8 years, and we've met hundreds, if not thousands, in person. But the number one piece of feedback that I get when people meet me in person is, "You're taller than I thought you would be."
That was my thought. Yeah. I thought you were going to be this 5'8". I don't know. Maybe it was just because of the desk at the time, because you would be standing there and the desk would come up damn near to there. And, but yeah, no, that was, Dave's taller than I am. I'm pretty sure Dave's taller than I am. So, and I'm 6 foot.
So come all the way to Nashville just to see how tall I am. All right.
Bringing the tape measure.
Well, yeah. It's going to be a good time. All right. Measuring contest. Okay. It's going to get crazy, folks. Be there. Don't miss it. All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the one, the only, the best show in marketing, and the best show, I would say. I mean, I'm biased. It's one of the greatest shows of all time, live shows. I mean, this thing just keeps on cranking. It just keeps on cranking. And I love that. So, all right, man, have a great day. Thank you as always. And everybody, my friends, get out of here. Have a wonderful day. Be legendary. Thanks for being with us this morning. Peace.
See ya.